go. There we go. All right, Alex, why don't you tell me about yourself one more time?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Alex. I served with Shelby in the Marines. I'm a 10-year Marine veteran. I got out in 2020. Um, I was born actually in Europe. Came to the United States in 2001. Lived in Southside Chicago for about 8 years. Got sick and tired of everybody being ghetto around me. Got sick and tired of the city and traffic. Joined the Marines that was my way out of the Southside Chicago and poverty, and served for 10 years. That's where I met this guy that I'm talking to right now. And now I'm here in Missouri. So what's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
Cool, thank you, Alex. And today it looks like we're talking about the central banking system to start, which is yeah, we all know the deep dark things of what actually happens behind central banking. And then along with that, I think we have like a couple other things afterwards. But you with a financial services background, what can you tell me a bit about central banking?
Well, I mean, what I do in financial services is completely different. I mean, obviously, everything's tied into the financial sector of central banking. But central banking, in my opinion, was originally established to control countries. To control the narrative, to control different nationalities, right? And that's what they do. Like we're in debt $31.5 trillion to central banking system. Who owns the central banking system? Have you guys ever thought about that? Like who is the strongest country in the world in debt to? That means we're not the strongest. If we owe money to somebody else, that means somebody owns us,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. Central banking, and I know a lot of different like politicians and presidents, in history have really opposed to it. My biggest one that we all know is JFK. Getting shot in the back of the what Thunderbird or Firebird or something like that. Thunderbird, I think. Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Oh, okay. A different car, but I know just a couple days before he actually died, he was actually looking to get rid of the central banking system, and obviously banks don't want you to go away from their system, right? They all make money, they make tons of money. And I know in your presentations for financial services, you have a pretty good breakdown of how banks actually make their money. Um, but yeah, I think JFK, being assassinated, as fortunate as it is, it was definitely set up by central banking, overall.
Well,
Um,
I believe the CIA works for central banks.
oh,
They don't even work
100%.
for the United States government.
Absolutely.
So what happens is we're the CIA is not a central intelligence agency. That's what it stands for. It actually what it does is the whoever runs the central banks goes, hey, we need to go into this country because they're not applying our principles, or they're not going to use our currency for transactions or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the CIA guys go in, they do their little operations, whatever they do. And pretty much how it works is, there's got to be two sides at all times in order to create a war, right? So what happens? They go in, they create a war, right? They find a group. There's in every group of people, in every country, in every nationality, there's a group of people that opposes that. They're probably minority or something like that, and that's who they seek out, right? They throw in some pamphlets, some propaganda. I don't know, maybe buy a network or two, right?
Yep.
To spread more propaganda, right? And then they create and fire up the group of people to go against the bigger group of people, right? So what happens, they stand up, they get slaughtered, obviously. And then, America, the world's 911 police force, hey, let's go in there and save people, right? And that's an excuse to go in and then fund both sides of the war.
Yep.
Okay. So what happens? Our government is gonna need contracts, they're gonna need ammunition, they're gonna need tanks, they're gonna need planes, all that crap. They write a contract for that, make billions of dollars, trillions maybe. And then the other country that has no money to start a war and fight, maybe the government or the coalition that they're going against. But what they do is, hey, you know what about we just give you all this stuff and you could be in debt to us when you become, independent nation. And that's how they clamp down on that country as well.
Hmm.
So they've been doing this for centuries, right? Centuries. So that's kind of what I believe from my research and what I've done. I was actually part of the war like that. Where
Yep.
I was at, I lived through a civil war as a child, and it was started by Clinton's administration. And it was same crap, CIA agents finding a smaller group of people, um, firing them up to fight against bigger group of people. Um, Divided the country in half, started a civil war. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of people died. They funded both sides of the war, right? And then now I'm sitting in America, product as a refugee, right? All these Ukrainians that are coming in right now. What do you think they're product of? The product probably off of some CIA agents going in there and spreading propaganda that Ukraine can beat Russia, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's very, very far from any truth. It's never going to happen. I don't care if NATO gets involved. Nobody's ever occupied Russia. Just read the history. It's just impossible, right? It's impossible to beat Russia on their soil. But what we're doing is it doesn't matter that people are dying. It doesn't matter that, fatherless kids, right? Because all the men are going to go fight wars. What matters is that actually they're making money off of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Biden's like $150 billion over there so far, and they said they can't even account for like 70% of the money. What do you think 70% of the money went to? Probably
Oh
back
yeah.
to Biden's pockets, right? His
Yep.
family, friends, everybody. So it's just a big scam and all kinds of bullshit,
Oh
if you
yeah.
ask me, right? It's just like it's just set up for people to make money. That's it.
Oh
What do
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I was gonna mention the the little Ukraine Russian war we have going on currently, and the one we've heavily supported. Living over here in Washington, man, everywhere I fucking go, there's Ukrainian flags, flying around, and I think it's just such a huge propaganda thing because America as a country has been put last for so fucking long, and when we come to money and all that shit, I think, yeah, $150 billion has been sent over to Ukraine, and our military budget's like a tenth of that. I think our military budget's like $10 billion a year, which
It's
is
actually
just
600 billion.
oh, it's 600 billion. Oh no shit. Okay, I read something wrong then, so that's my fault. But either way, that's a lot of fucking money, man, to go over somewhere else. And yeah, 70% not being accounted for is 100% going back to people's pockets. You know?
Well, it's a lot. Look at this. So 150 billion. Russia and China combined military budget annually is like 135 billion.
Mhm.
And those are two world superpowers.
Yeah.
And we just sent 150 billion to Ukraine in 1 year.
Yeah.
What do they need that for? Because like Russia and China, they have millions of soldiers. They have all this equipment. Ukraine is not that big. They don't have that many soldiers. They don't have that much equipment. They don't have that many planes. They don't
Mhm.
have, space programs. They don't have and none of that stuff, right? So why do they need $150 billion?
Yeah. And actually, there's a news source. It's called Real News, No Bullshit. It's 100% unbiased like news source, right? So I look at it all the time. They were actually out in Ukraine about a month or two ago, interviewing different like Ukrainian soldiers. Ukrainian soldiers are still having to buy their plate carriers, their SAPI plates, their ammunition, their firearms, all of that shit. And I think out of $150 billion, why the hell are Ukrainian soldiers still like having to fund themselves to fight this war? You know?
Well, that's because it's all bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
So the
straight
war, so
bullshit.
okay, so the conflict might be real, right? I
Hmm.
guarantee you, like those people that are living there in that area of the world, they're feeling it right now.
Oh yeah.
No power, they're getting bombed, bullets flying everywhere. I've had friends when I was 8, 9 years old get shot, by
Hmm.
sniper rifles, all kinds of shit. Back in between the war between Serbia and Croatia, right? And for us, the war was really, it was real, right? It was real. But for everybody else, bro, it was also like they would come and stage things to present it to CNN and BBC and all these news networks,
Yeah.
where it was just a big like show for them. It's not, it's only real for the people that are actually on the ground getting fucked up in these, battles, shootouts, whatever they have going on. And Russia is going to run over Ukraine like with no problems.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna
absolutely.
run it. They're gonna run over. They already ran over and they ruined the whole country. Everything's in ruins. Everything's fucked up. And then when you watch CNN, they're trying to justify why all that money was sent over there. It's it's pretty much just a waste of time. Like people are not stupid, man. American people are not stupid.
No.
We're as Americans, we're not dumb. We're not stupid by nature. We just haven't been taught, right? We're told. Think about this. We're They teach us in schools how to follow instructions. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty much how it works is I'm the guy that owns the school. I'm the guy that owns the curriculum that I teach you, that teachers teach you. I'm the guy that owns the news networks. I'm the guy that owns all these big companies, all this money, right? I'm the guy that owns all that. And I tell my teachers to teach you something and then to tell you to identify it to a credible source. So you go do a research, and guess what? Whatever the teacher taught you is what I put for you over there as a credible source, right? So, like, essentially, anywhere you go, you're just reading bullshit. It's
Yeah,
straight up bullshit. Everything's like a big fucking story, illusion, right? It doesn't really, it's not true. It's not true. So, like I said, everything for us is an illusion, it's a story. The only thing that this is real for, the only people that this is real for, is Ukrainians that are actually on the ground getting fucked up every day.
absolutely. And it's interesting you brought up the school system and stuff like that. Because something I want to talk about today was who actually runs the world. And there's actually an interview that ties into with the conversation today from Putin that said the U.S. government doesn't run shit. The black suits run the world, right?
Yeah,
And
who are the black suits probably presented by?
yeah,
Probably
exactly.
CIA,
Yeah,
right? Probably CIA.
and I know while I was over there in Missouri for a little bit, we talked about different, I guess like superpowers essentially. Um, fuck, what was the name of it? BlackRock and Vanguard. Those two right there, the big financial firms that are actually they have trillions of dollars
Yeah,
combined.
like
100%
BlackRock is I
running.
think $17 trillion
Mhm.
for BlackRock,
Yep.
which is like the annual income of the United States.
Yeah.
So the United States is a world largest economy, right? It has 350 million people coming up on right now, probably with all the illegals, way past that. And one company owns that many assets.
Mhm.
And they only started 40 years ago, like 1982 or something like that, right? So, so who does the company have to be? Like you have a business, I have a business. How
Mhm.
hard is it to get our small business off the ground? This guy's been in business for 40 freaking years and they own 17 trillion.
Yeah.
17 trillion. That's insane. But that's because the world powers, the biggest world company shit that they came together, put everything together. And when they have unlimited resources, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking nuts, and we saw all the train derailments like out in Ohio and stuff. I think the first one that actually like hit the news as like a big thing of a train derailment was in Ohio. Do you remember that?
I do remember that was like a couple
Yeah,
months ago.
yeah, a couple months ago. Come to find out, all the train systems, or I guess all the railways and stuff like that, that were derailing, were actually owned by BlackRock and Vanguard in Ohio, California. I know we had one here in Washington. Up here in Washington, we had a factory blow up. It's just a big chemical factory. Um, Owned by BlackRock itself, or I guess they had a stake in the company. I think it was like 27%. They owned it. Um, but it was just all this like chemical like fucking warfare essentially, right? It's all to make people sick. Um, it's all owned by the same people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it gets a couple of things knocked out in the same time, right? They
Hmm.
make insurance money, right? They get insurance money, and then they plan for future things, right? Like if I poison your water, I can send you water bottles, right? If I could poison your food, I can, you can't. I poisoned the soil where you plant your food. Now I gotta sell you my food, right? There's different things that are going on, man. I believe nothing. Like, think about it this way. When was the last time you heard of a train derailment in like last 20 years? I've never
Never.
heard of one that has like that many chemicals, and all of a sudden we have like 4 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not by
never heard
accident.
of ever. Yeah, not by accident at all. I
No,
know
nothing's
the
an accident.
I know the railways have been having like a pretty bad like union fight lately. Um, but I don't know if that's necessarily correlated or not. But 1000% has to be to get people sick. You know, everyone's
Yeah, because
sick,
sick
doesn't
people
feel
can't fight
good.
back.
Exactly.
And plus, guess what? Big pharmaceutical companies, how are they gonna sell you a bunch of crap if you're not sick? And
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta believe that can actually cure you.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
yeah. I can't hear you, bro.
Oh shit, my mic didn't mute.
Now I can. Now
All
I
right, now
can.
it was muted. I muted at the wrong point, but sorry everybody. My son came to tell me good night, so my apologies. But God, what were we talking about? Train derailment. Sorry, dude, that threw me off a lot. But either way, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily just coincidental. You know.
No,
Um.
nothing's by accident. There's no war started by accident. There's no um I don't even these days, very rarely I believe that the plane just crashes. I believe like all the plane crashings, probably somebody's on there that they want to crash. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah.
Titanic, have you ever heard of a Titanic story?
Yep. Titanic.
You know, when you actually watch Titanic movie, they made it into a love story, but what it actually was, it was a tragic. Think about it. Think about the sequence of events, right? 1910, 1911, they're trying to instill central banking system in America from Europe in America. One of the biggest, richest people in America was opposing it. Just so it happened that he got invited to travel from Europe to America on Titanic, right? All right, so all these world power guys, right? They all travel in the same boat, and then a couple of main guys step away last minute. Ship sails away, hits the iceberg, crashes into the ocean. Thousands of people die, right? Oh, it's a tragic event, right? What
Yep.
happened? 1913, the instill central banking system gets signed into law, right?
Mhm.
Gets put into place. 1914, what makes money? Wars, right? So World War I started in 1914. Millions of people killed, one of the bloodiest wars that ever existed on this planet, trench warfare between France and Germany and all
Yep.
that. Guess what? They funded both sides of the war, right?
Yep.
On the other hand, 1914 ends, 1918, the World War I ends. um, Everybody's coming back. They're like, hey, people are starting to, do good. What do we need to do? Recession, boom. So actually, they say that America went bankrupt in 1929 from the World War I. They
Oh
couldn't
no
pay back
shit.
their debts, right? So 1929, Great Recession. All right, what else? I believe that Hitler was put in there by them too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Hitler did not just, he started like it came to power in like 1931 or 32. So like right after Great Depression came in, Hitler comes in, right? I mean, just look at the sequence of events. 8 years for him to raise to power. He finally comes to power, starts invading people. So like for like 8 years, everybody was just chilling there watching this guy take over like half to Europe, and nobody did nothing. Why do you think that is? Um, so yeah, man, I believe everything's put in place. Nothing is by accident.
Absolutely. I have a really odd take on Hitler. I'm not gonna say it like here on the podcast just because it like will 1000% get me banned just because I look at both sides of shit. But the Titanic was owned by J.P. Morgan. You know that, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So J.P. Morgan is the biggest banker, and at least in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world. J.P.
Well, Chase
Morgan.
Bank,
Yeah.
JP Morgan Chase
Yep.
Bank is the biggest financial institution in the world.
Okay. It is in the world.
Bank, the biggest bank in the world.
Yeah. So J.P. Morgan, just I guess just kind of weird how it happened, right? On the Titanic, there's a huge thing with the Titanic and another ship. I forget the name of it. They actually
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Okay, so Odyssey and the Titanic, right? The Titanic that sunk was actually supposed to be Odyssey because Odyssey was older. Got the insurance payout, all that good stuff. And I know J.P. Morgan. I know that one, and then J.P. Morgan recently actually just got in a lot of trouble. I think they just got sued for being involved with the Epstein Island as well. So I mean, overall, I mean the banks aren't just any fucking good ever. And then bringing up the insurance shit, just the insurance scams, and everything getting, someone getting paid a lot of fucking money for other people's lives. 9/11, I think you know about the actual twin towers, and how that all went down. It was a $1 billion, I think it was like a $1.3 billion payout because someone, I forget the name of him, owned the twin towers right before 9/11 happened. But it was all recent. It was like a few months ago, or a few months before 9/11 happened. He actually like insured the building and like bought it. And then 8 years later, it was 8 years of court and all that stuff. And 8 years later, he got paid like $1.3 billion or something like that. And that war in general, I mean, what lasted 20 years, 19 years. Whenever the hell we decided to pull out of Afghanistan, it's just insane, dude. And obviously we know everyone's just making money off of it. Us being in the military, we went through a lot of just stupid shit to just go. Either we deploy and it's always just some clusterfuck before you deploy, and then it's you deploy and it's either you don't do shit or you get to go like do actual like cool shit. And when I deployed, I was in Bahrain, so I was doing everything with the airfield, and so I didn't really get to do like a whole lot of cool shit, but just a lot of lives that were lost, and I guess that's really a lot of it. It's just fucking all the fucking poor people that needed the money and went in the military were the ones that fucking died over this shit.
But that's exactly how it works.
Oh, exactly.
So what happened in 2008? So in 2011, Afghanistan happened. People were sick and tired of Iraq. Nobody really wanted to like join the military. So what they did, 2008, they crashed the economy, recession. You know why I went to the military? One of the reasons?
They didn't
I
have any
lost my
money.
job. I got laid off. And I was
Yep.
like, I want to go in for a steady paycheck. Let's go into the military. I
Yep.
joined the Marines, right? Now I look back, I'm like, man, that was well, I mean, I don't regret joining the Marines, right? Don't get me wrong. I had good times and bad times in the Marine Corps, and I remember both. And
Hmm.
gave me a lot of life experience, and I met some good people, and Marine Corps was definitely not a mistake. I believe that it was a mistake for me to do 10 years. I should have just
Yeah.
got the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
When I started a business, but at that time, I just loved it so much. I was going on Muse, man, Marine Expeditionary Units, and
Yeah.
I was just going to all these countries and like shooting guns everywhere, blowing shit up, and it was fun, dude. So like I didn't want to get out. But then when I actually got a little bit older and I realized, like, what am I doing? Like, what am I fighting for?
Yeah.
If we ain't fighting for sure. We're not fighting for American people. We're not
No.
fighting for American freedom. We're just not. We're wasting time overseas in these fucking countries, wasting trillions of dollars and American lives for what?
Oh yeah.
For no freaking reason, right? So when I decided to get out, man, like you were there with me, you seen the politics I played with the commands and stuff, and what they did to the military, man. You just
Dude, I
um,
fucking loved when you went up fucking upstairs, man. Because I always knew some shit was gonna go down. It was gonna be exciting afterwards. And it was like,
dude, I was just
chances are it was either fucking any of us downhill, we're just gonna get fucking shit on, and it wasn't even from you. It was just all the higher ups, and really just breaking their own arm, jerking themselves off type thing.
yeah,
Um,
it was. Well,
you
that's what
know,
they did to the military, man. And like 2020 COVID and all that shit. COVID was a
yeah.
big experiment, right? They accomplished a lot of things with it. And they tested some bullshit, right? They tested how people are going to respond to crisis.
Mhm.
And what they did with the military, I think, is the most important thing is whoever did not want to get vaccinated. So all the good people that stood down, said, fuck this, I'm not doing it. Doesn't matter what the consequences are. Everybody that had balls,
Yeah.
right, simply got out. So who stayed in the military? Only people that comply with everything that's told to them.
Yep.
But guess what happens when next time, I don't know, militia stands up against the government? Who's in the military? Nobody with fucking balls,
Exactly.
right? It's going to be a bunch of, Yes, man. That's what it is. That's what I saw about in the military, and that's why I got the fuck out, man. I
Yeah.
hated it. I hated the politics, and I hated all of it, man.
I just noticed so much. And it's something I want to talk about too, just like overall just military experience. And I'm glad like you're here and I'm glad to like have you on the podcast just because I know like we've done shit together for so long now. Uh, just like how the military played out and like, you know, another big reason like I even got out. And there's times like I wish I would have fucking stayed in, you know, just because I miss the Marines, not so much of the Corps. Um, just the way it all fucking went down, dude. You know, we had my first chief warrant officer that like I ever had, and you caught the ass end of him was, dude. I sat there and fucking worked for nothing. Like I didn't get shit out of it, you know. And he was getting medals and awards and all this bullshit. And you know, we were working fucking 18 hours a day. And there was times, dude, like I got stuck on fucking flight line duty or whatever. Dude, I worked for fucking 36 hours straight. No joke. And
I
whatever,
know.
you know, it's
And you
fucking
love it too. And you
yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and working 36 hours straight is, you know, it's kind of like whatever, but at the same time when our readiness, I think our readiness at the time was like 92%. We're working 18-hour days. And then it was just fucking, dude, 18 hours at the fucking shop. Then I go do flight line duty. I get done at flight line duty at 5 a.m. I ran home and changed because I had to go to fucking PT at 5:30. Then, you know, I lived a mile off of main gate. And go change, go do PT, and then fucking another 18 hours or some shit. They let me go at 4:30, and it ended up being like fucking 36 hours in total or some shit. But it was like 4:30, like, oh, you're getting off early today, dude. I was like, everybody else in this fucking compound's gone. Fuck you guys. I was like a PFC at the time. I was like, you guys suck, you know. But it was always just a constant fucking how much can I jerk myself off to like appease, you know, whoever's ahead of me, you know, and everyone's trying to, you know, get all their awards and get all their fucking promotions and just all that shit, dude. And it's like I was denied sergeant fucking, I think a total of 4 times. Every fucking time because I wouldn't let the Marine Corps be the way that they wanted me to be, right? Like I was always for the Marines every fucking time. All the junior Marines, dude, I'd come out of the office after my my non-rec. And they'd be like, "Oh, did you pick it up?" No. Man, that's bullshit, man. I think if anyone should fucking deserve to get promoted, it's you, right? Because I always made sure they were fucking taken care of. And
Well,
then
it's either you follow the system or you don't. There's no
exactly,
middle.
and I refuse to
There's no
follow it.
disagreement. Dude, there's no disagreement. Back in the day, I joined only in 2009. Even in 2009, Marine Corps fucking soft, dude. Like
Yeah,
it was soft, but there was times where you could disagree with people. But man, like 2000, I'd say probably like 16, 17-ish. Actually no, 2012 is when Obama put in like all these restrictions. You can't like haze people, you can't yell at people, you can't like everybody just became a yes man, dude. Like
yeah,
nobody could disagree with anybody. You disagree, you're just a bad person. Like you can be the best Marine, dude. Like a Marine example to the other Marines. You make one tiny mistake or you disagree with some higher up, right? You're like the worst thing ever. It's just like everybody, and they just talk about you, they talk shit.
yep.
It's behind your back too, dude. It's so fucking disgusting, dude. Like the world's greatest fighting force, man. You can't even go up to your fucking another Marine and say something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude, it's bad now. Like I got friends that are like today they're combat instructors for MCT. One I got a couple friends that are drill instructors still. Dude, it's all like fucking soft. Like DIs, they're kind of like, man, this fucking sucks, right? When I became a fucking DI, I thought I was gonna be able to get fucking slayed like, or you know, slay people like when I went through. I'm like, okay, and even I went in like 2016, dude. You couldn't even do like a, you know, as much as, you know, you could back in like, you know, 2001 or whatever. You can't do shit now. And then all my friends in MCT, or you know, all the MCT instructors I know, they're like, dude, fucking, they have failures constantly. Your PT tests, everyone fails. All right, I think it's like a 90% fail rate. Nobody can make it through the fucking 3K hike. The little fucking 2.5 mile hike they do to, you know, condition you or whatever. Nobody fucking makes it through it anymore. And nobody can drill. Nobody does your proper, customs and courtesies or anything. And I guess a lot of people just walk up to my buddy's the sergeant. The little privates will come up to him like, "What's up, sergeant?" "Hey, dude." Fuck that, dude. It's horrible. But I think the military in general has just gone so downhill in the last, even a few years. I think 2018 I came back from deployment, and that's when we started having the fourth phase Marines come in into the shop. Fucking fourth phase, fucking stupid. But I just noticed a huge shift in just
Well,
overall, like,
you gotta remember, man. Military is reflection of society, like civilian society.
yeah,
So can you imagine if Marine Corps was, I don't know, the same way that it was in like 1980s or 70s? Most people, dude, okay, all right. So this Thursday, right? This Thursday, I was at a street fair with my apparel company, right?
hmm
And we did really well. It was a really good street fair right there in Joplin. And bro, like there's people around walking around with a SpongeBob head. Okay, so it's a grown person, probably like 22, 23.
yep,
Like, you can just tell, like, because they're wearing a short, so like you can tell they're not like old person, they're not a kid, right? They're like somewhere in the middle, and
hmm
they're walking around with a fucking SpongeBob on their head, like the
yeah.
SpongeBob thing, and there's another dude with like this little, like I'm like, what, where do we fucking live? Like, what is this society that we live in today? This would be like those people would be looked at as mentally ill 20 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, dude in a dress, crossed his fucking legs, sitting on the edge of the sidewalk. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Dude,
Like,
what
what?
the fuck? Out there in Missouri?
Bro, this is in Joplin, Missouri, bro.
No way. That's the
So, dude,
last thing I would have fucking thought I'd see out
bro,
there.
like, there's so many fucking weirdos, dude. There's like, dude, we're fucked as a country, bro.
Oh,
Another like 20, 30
100%.
years, another 20, 30 years, man. Like, I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for my
Yeah.
kids because they're gonna grow up around that shit,
Dude,
and
I don't want to shelter my fucking kids, but I kind of feel like I need to just so they don't fucking become whatever the hell it is what the fuck we're coming as a society. Like, a few weeks ago, oh, fucking, okay, in the chat, furries. Fucking last Sunday, I was at the like farmers market or whatever. And these motherfuckers are walking around with fucking cat heads and fucking butt plugs with fucking tails on it. And I fucking know it's a goddamn butt plug because it went through the fucking skirt, right? You're walking around with fucking butt plug tail on, dude. It's the fucking wildest shit ever. I go to this fucking bar every now and then, right? For some reason, I've been drinking a lot lately. I usually fucking don't, but I'm like, it's starting to get fucking nice out, so I started drinking again. Whatever, fuck it. I don't care. The the bar I go to, it's a very fucking nerdy bar. It's a video game bar, and it's called Volt 31. And it's cool. Whatever, you can go in there. They have fucking great drinks and great food. Like, the bartenders are pretty cool, and the bartenders like me enough to where they buy me drinks, right? And every time I go in there, I wear something patriotic as fuck because it is a anti-patriotic fucking place to be, right? And I'm like, you know what? Whatever, fuck it. I don't care. Your sexual preference, whatever the fuck it might be, is what it is. I personally don't fucking care. But I go in there and I hand him a business card and I say, hey, I support fucking veterans. Here it is. Let's do an event together, right? And the dude got all fucking like butt hurt. Big fat dude. Fat guy, big ass titties. Like, just not something like I would want to be personally. But the females buy me drinks, whatever. It's fucking besides the point. But I went on there on a Friday night one night, dude, and like I saw fucking furries, and I never in my life would have thought fucking that was something I would even be like within fucking 5 feet from, even around. Freaking dudes that want to be chicks and chicks that want to be dudes. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, where the fuck have we came to? Living in
you
Washington,
enjoyed it,
and,
didn't you?
oh yeah, dude, I was gonna get some man puss or something, dude. I don't fucking know. A little bit of bussy, you know what I'm saying? But
Fucked up, dude.
dude, just like living in Portland. Fucking last week, I was in Portland all week. Friggin' had to go down to the corporate building for work and do training and shit and whatever. And dude, just as when I tell you, as a fucking city, it was fucking horrible. Freaking everything's boarded up, everything's fucking closed down. All the fucking small businesses are gone. Even the large businesses are living there, are leaving there. Um, Drugs everywhere. Fucking, I parked my car on the street side, and I get out of my car, and there's fucking 3 people taking a piss on the sidewalk, one taking a shit around the corner, and fucking couple dudes just smoking fentanyl, like right next to my car. Like this sucks, dude. Like I don't know what the fuck happened, but I know like Portland's always been kind of fucking weird. I know even 10 years ago, dude, Portland wasn't anywhere near that. Like, yeah, you had homeless people and shit, but there's no one fucking shitting and pissing on the street and fucking doing hard drugs, like on the fucking sidewalk, like it's fucking normal, you know?
Yeah, I was over there. I was over there 9 years ago, man. Portland was a decent city. Went by the there's like a I forgot which part of Portland it was, but my wife has family out there in Sandy, Oregon, which is like 45 minutes outside
Yeah,
Portland.
yeah. My aunt and uncle live
And
out there.
yeah, and we went out there in 2014, visited. They live out in the country, man. We went, shot some guns, and like we did, what normal people do. And we went to downtown for lunch one day, and it was good. Like it wasn't fucked up. All I hear right now is just that it's all messed up.
Yeah. And in the chat, dude, fucking Lane, you've wanted to move up here for a while, and it's just fucking disgusting, dude. When I tell you, because I know me and you used to go to Portland together all the fucking time for RDM, right? We go under the Morrison Bridge, dude. You can't even fucking walk under the Morrison Bridge anymore. You're gonna either leave with fucking hepatitis or AIDS, dude. There's fucking needles everywhere, tents, like that whole thing where RDM was, like that 8 blocks or whatever, is so bad now, dude. It's just all around with like homeless and just drugs and everything, dude. It's fucking bad. Freaking, it's so bad, dude. I had to drive through there, and obviously, I mean, I keep my fucking 9 in the center console, so I'm all right. Fucking someone's gonna fuck around and find out if they need to, but
Well, yeah, that's gotta get pulled over with that shit in your car over there and see what happens.
they're gonna do shit. Portland Police Department has zero, not zero, but very little anything they can do anymore. And if they feel like citing you for doing hard drugs, it's $100 citation.
That's ridiculous.
And I was like, whatever, dude. Like, that's when I was like, I should just sell drugs, dude. That'd be my new business. I'm gonna sell drugs, because at worst it's $100 fine. You know, go fucking sell whatever the fuck I want in Portland. It's $100 fine at most.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, dude. And it's sad to
That's when I
watch.
moved to the Midwest, man. I was in Vegas, and they legalized weed, and I'm not against people that smoke weed. I would never do it. I don't smoke it, but I mean, if you want to smoke weed, fucking go home and smoke weed. But dude, these guys, like, I walked the strip in Vegas, and dude, every freaking corner, every place you go to, it just smells like weed, dude. I was so tired of smelling that crap, dude.
Yeah,
I told the wife, like, we got to move to the Midwest. It's still like somewhat normal out here. I can still, open carry. I can still shoot
yep,
guns where I want to, dude. But speaking of that, I'm going. I started going to gun shows, bro. Dude, they have some badass fucking gun shows out here, man.
hell yeah,
They have this event at the end of June that I'm gonna go set up with the apparel company. It's called Oklahoma Full Auto Shoot, and dude, they literally like blow up cars, and they like it's a crazy freaking event, man. I was like, only in the Midwest, man. I love this place,
yeah,
You can't see, where you gonna go in Portland and watch people blow up cars with like dynamite and shit and
nothing.
all that other stuff. Like, no way.
I think the last time someone tried to blow something up here in Washington, it fucking ended up in a 3 week long fire. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Remember in Seattle when they made that, it was a country of Chaz, right?
yeah,
That was the
yeah,
dumbest shit. Like, that's how dumb we are as nation. That's how dumb we are.
yeah. It's pretty
Like, we
stupid.
are fucking stupid, bro. Like, they've dumbed down people so much they don't even know how to wipe their fucking ass anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
it,
going back
it's
to
just
the chat real quick. Have I seen the homeless guy with the antenna contraption has a TV in his tent shelter thing in Portland? I haven't. I haven't. But I tell you what, I've seen some people fucking sit on the side of the fucking freeway in lawn chairs smoking meth. They fucking did that. I've seen like fucking whole. Actually, like this morning, dude, we went out to Elmer's on Mill Plain, dude, and getting back on the 205. Someone built a whole ass fucking house, like out of just like whatever the fuck, and a little bit of wood and like tarps and fucking probably a tent inside so it doesn't get fucking water on it. And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, fucking congrats on being, resourceful, but why the fuck we got a tent or a fucking little house thingy right next to the fucking freeway, dude? It's so weird. It's under some bridge. I think I know which bridge you're talking about. Lane, why don't you come back up here the next like couple weeks or some shit? I'll take you up to Larch. We'll go shoot some ARs and handguns and shit. It'd be good. But
Isn't that
anyways,
illegal in Washington?
it's illegal to fucking own them now. You can't sell
That's
parts,
fucking
can't buy
insane.
parts. Fucking, I don't know how hard it is gonna be to get ammo. I gotta go to the gun store tomorrow and see if I get some ammo and see how hard it's gonna be. But they have they worked around the law, so you know about fucking 1240. So you can't fucking buy, sell, distribute, or manufacture anything for a modern rifle, right? AKs, ARs. There's a lot of like fucking shit that like most people don't fucking own, like Scar 17s, shit like that. Any modern rifle with a detachable magazine, it's all banned. You can't do anything with it. The gun store here in town, they do gunsmithing. So that was their way around the law so that they can still sell and manufacture parts. But the only stipulation is you have to bring your firearm in there and they have to install it for you and they charge you a little fee. Right? When I say like the fee's nothing because they get it and they're like, man, this fucking sucks and it's like infringement on our rights. The fee is like $2 and then they discount it off for you anyways. So they just install it for free just so people are getting their shit. It's nuts, dude. Like, if you're ever out here, I'll take you to that place because you fucking love it, dude. Just gun shit everywhere, and everyone's fucking. They all got their guns out. They're all carrying and shit. It's fucking awesome, dude. I love going to that place. They're all pretty cool.
Bro, Missouri is so good with guns. Check this out. Like we have a golf tournament every year here. It's called Neosho Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 5 that actually have a AR with blanks. They have a golf ball attachment on the AR. You put a blank in there and you shoot it. It shoots your ball. So instead of you hitting it with a club and driving it, like you actually shoot it with a gun.
Yeah, that's fucking tight, dude.
And like we play golf and all day you hear bah, 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 like on the golf course, dude. So it's
Fucking awesome, dude. I fucking loved it out there. Again, the Midwest is pretty fucking tight, man. I'm not gonna lie. And when it comes to gun laws and fucking food and like everything my ass would enjoy, dude, I fucking loved it out there.
well, it's good. It's a good spot to be, man. That's why
Oh,
I'm
absolutely, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
cool, man. I think we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you coming on. I know you got a pretty busy schedule. For everyone watching and everyone that's gonna hear this, fucking I own ZeroDark30USA.com. We do shirts, hats, t-shirts, and the guy that actually prints everything and does everything for me is actually here today. He owns Black Eagle Designs, or Black Eagle Apparel now, right?
Yep.
Black Eagle Apparel. What's your website?
BlackEagleApparel.us.
Okay, there you go. So here's his site. He's got some pretty sick shit. I have a boatload of shirts and sweatshirts that I've bought over the years. And I even got some while I was out there. Really good quality, clothing. I think me and him use very similar things. What the fuck? Sorry, I've been drinking all day, so whatever. And then everybody that did come out and support us today on the live stream. Lane, I've seen you here pretty consistently. I know you shared the post. I know you've subscribed to the Twitch, and I know you follow the Twitch. Send me a message after this on Facebook, and I'm gonna get you a shirt sent out here on Monday. That was the thing, is whoever fucking showed up and did everything I asked would get a free shirt. So I think I actually have one in your size of this one. Here's your Got MILF shirt you can get on the website. And then, yeah, thanks for everyone coming out. We're going to do this bi-weekly. And I think the next one I'm actually have a pretty solid selection of people on, just for different topics and all that stuff. I'll have a Navy corpsman and a Marine Corps veteran from the early 2000s on with me. I might pick up like someone from the U.S. Army. So everyone, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Alex, thank you again. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, bro. Thanks. I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.